everyone, I'm Kim Chamberlain, the Canal Down Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. This is a channel that is primarily about cross stitch, and so I'm here today to do my 2025 WIP parade. So I'm really excited to go through all of my WIPs with you today. And so just a couple of notes up front. WIP, by the way, is work in progress, so I'm going to be showing you all the works that I've currently got started. I consider it a WIP even if I've only put 10 stitches in it, so I think that there's a few that might be like that, but most of them have more than that on them. I'm going to try to count them as I go and try to keep kind of a track of them. So we'll do that. I do that every year just to try to see how many I have. I currently have, I don't know, I think I have about 45. So when we get done counting, we'll know how many I have. So I have a lot of life updates for you, a lot of things that have been happening to share, and so we'll get into it, I guess. We'll get into it. The end of 2025 was kind of a up and down year for us. I think we all have those where there's just a lot going on in your mind and your heart and in your head and like all the things, and we just kind of had that kind of a year. My husband and I celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary in 2025, and you know, we still like each other enough going into 2026, so that's good. I have 4 kids. 2 of them don't live in our house anymore, and then the other 2 are still here in the home. My daughter graduated from high school in June, a year early, so she is attending college right now. There's a community college in our little city, and she goes to that, and she's working her way to that. She's doing a really, really good job. We're really proud of her. And then our youngest is 15, and he just started his freshman year of high school this year, so we have a few more years with him. Our oldest 2 are doing fantastically well. One of them lives here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's where we live. And the other one lives in Utica, New York. And they're both doing very well. So very proud of them and their accomplishments. 2025 ended with a little bit of weirdness and a lot going on. So in the early part of December, when I was going to start doing a Flossmas, my very close friend who had been diagnosed with papillary thyroid cancer had her thyroid removed and a whole bunch of her lymph nodes taken out and all of the things. And so that was really stressful for her, obviously, but also for my husband and I, who have been close friends with her for 30 years. We met in college, so we've known each other a really long time. And so we, of course, you know, dropped everything that we were doing to help her in any way that we could. And we continue to do so now, like if she needs help, like we're continuing with that. And then Christmas was kind of a blur. So I teach 4th grade, and anybody that teaches in an elementary school during Christmas knows that it just goes by so fast. You've got all the dress up days. You're working on trying to finish things up before you go on a 2-week winter break, and it's just a crazy time. It's a crazy time, but there's lots of fun involved in that too, because you're just having so much fun enjoying the kids and enjoying what they're doing, and just overall it's just a whirlwind, but it is an amazing thing. And so I feel very blessed to be able to enjoy the time with those kids. The weekend after Christmas break started, we had a Christmas party. So we had a Christmas party on the 20th of December, and it was really nice. We had a lot of people come and just enjoyed some really good time with each other. A friend of ours brought a karaoke machine, and they were singing, and it was just a really nice, fun time. And then the next day, my son Ryan came home, and he's the one who lives in New York. So I had to wait until like 2 o'clock in the morning, because of course these are teenagers, and he and his girlfriend drove down, and they left late in the morning, and they didn't get here until 2 a.m. So like, of course, I'm like a nervous wreck, until they get here. And then when they finally arrived, I was just so happy to see them. It was a really nice time. And he spent a lot of really good time with our son, Adam, who's our youngest. And it was just a nice visit with them. Christmas came and went. It was busy, but fun and enjoyable. We had a lot of kids here in the house again, which was really nice because our oldest has a roommate, and she like joined us for the holidays. So that was really nice. And we just had a great time. The Friday after, I started to feel some like chest pain and some like upper back pain. And so we ended up going to the emergency room on the Saturday following just to rule out anything like heart problems and things like that. Ruled that out, but then like it continued. So I ended up going back on New Year's Eve, and on New Year's Eve I was diagnosed with gallstones, and my gallbladder was acting really crazy, and that was why I had been experiencing all of that pain. That's a whole nother story. Like, I could do a whole story on that whole experience because that was an experience. And let me just tell you that as a woman, and I'm going to give this advice out there, and I'm going to say it, as a woman, you need to be proactive and advocate for yourself, because my experience on that Saturday was terrible. It was the worst experience I've had in an ER in a long, long time. And then my experience on that Wednesday, on New Year's Eve, was so completely different. So completely different. Where I actually had a doctor who actually listened to me, said, I think I know what's going on, ordered the correct test, and that night I had my gallbladder out. That day. He called a surgeon. Surgeon said, yep. Got me right into the OR. 5 o'clock at night, my gallbladder is out. So today it's now been 2 weeks since then, and today I feel like I can actually do my WIP parade. I'm actually up and moving, and I get to go back to work tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. Not that the break hasn't been okay, but like it's a long time to not be working. And I don't know if you're a teacher out there, you'll understand. You have to write sub-plans for the days that you're out. And we're learning how to divide multi-digit numbers by single digits. And I don't know if you know, when you're teaching kids how to divide, this is not the time for me not to be there. So I am really looking forward to going back tomorrow. So I thought, well, today I'll have a couple of hours. I can do this WIP parade. I can show you all of my things and get it uploaded, and hopefully you'll all be watching this, and enjoying it yourself soon. And since then, I have not had any of that pain. So that was definitely what was wrong. That was definitely what was wrong. But my husband is amazing. He takes really good care of me. He got the flu at the same time. So it was very interesting while he's dealing with the flu, and I needed help. Like, I could not get up and down all by myself. Like, I literally was holding him to get up and out of bed and everything. He's got the flu. We managed. We made it. We're good. So here we are. I do not have an order at all of these WIPs. I've been stitching since I've been stitching my whole life, really. Started around, I was maybe 8 to 10 years old when I started getting those little kits. My aunt was a big cross stitcher, and she cross stitched for a long time, and I loved her work. And she would send us things sometimes that she had stitched, and they would be gifted to us, like things that she gifted to my mom. And I just absolutely loved the look of it. So from the time I was small, I was crafty. I wanted to do all the things, but cross stitch was always one that I really enjoyed. Cross stitched through high school, cross stitched through college, cross stitched for the first couple years of my marriage. I made some samplers. I did a beautiful footprints in the sand pattern for my sister and brother-in-law when they first got married. Gifted most of the things that I stitched fully. And then I stitched on and off while my kids were young. So I have, some things. I made a beautiful 3 Wise Men from it was from the Better Homes and Gardens keepsakes calendar. If you know, you know. They used to have beautiful calendars. I don't know that they still do or not. But that one was from like the 1998 cross-stitch calendar. I stitched that for my mother, fully finished it and all the things. And then I had babies. I had 4 babies pretty much right in a row. I did some cross-stitching here and there while they were little, but then I kind of put it aside, and I was crocheting a lot, and I was quilting, and I got into other hobbies, and I made cakes. I got into my baking hobby really, and like there was a good amount of time where I was just baking everything from scratch, like cakes, cupcakes, brownies, cookies, bread, tortillas, like all the things. I went through that whole phase because I stayed home with my kids until 2015. I went back to school in 2013, but I didn't go back to work full time until 2016. So anyway, all that to say that I went a good long time, probably 6 or 7 years without touching a single WIP. And then in 2020, during the pandemic, I had crocheted like 5 baby blankets, and they were beautiful, but I was bored. I was like, I cannot crochet one more blanket. So I said, I wonder what I have in my cross-stitch tote, because I had always had a cross-stitching tote. It had all of my patterns in it. It was literally like this big, and that was all the cross-stitch stuff I had. Like, if you could see what I have now, it's crazy. My stash has grown exponentially since then. But I finished a WIP that I had, and I had started another, but I was pretty much a monogamous stitcher. I did have like 3 or 4 projects kind of going, but like I really only worked on one until it was done. And then I finished that. So I pulled that out, finished it, and thought, I wonder what else is out there. So I went into everything cross-stitch. I'm looking at the patterns. I bought a few. And then I started watching YouTube. And the first Flosstubers that I actually came across were the Stitching with Housewives, Chelsea and Priscilla. Then Just Keep Stitching. I watched several Flosstubers during those early years. Michelle Bendy, just, kind of whoever I came across. And in 2021, January of 2021, I decided I was going to start a Flosstube. So in January of 2021, I started my Flosstube channel. So this is my 5th, I'm going into my 5th year. Like my anniversary is coming up in like a week from now of 5 years on Flosstube. And I have been stitching ever since. My WIPs have just grown into this huge lot that I have here. I hope that you take notes. I hope you have a drink with you and something comfortable to, maybe be sitting on. Maybe you're stitching. If you're stitching, I hope that you enjoy the video. I'm going to apologize to people that are wearing headphones because everything is in project bags and nothing is ironed. If if you've been here for a minute, there's 2 things that I really want to share with you. One, or if you haven't been here for a minute, but those who know me know me. If you're new, just a couple things to keep in mind. For one, I don't iron anything before I fully finish it. I've never been an ironer. My husband will tell you when we first got married, he said that he ironed his pants to go to work. And I said, I hope you know how to iron because I don't. And he said, don't worry, I do. And he has done his own ironing ever since. Here and there, I will iron. Obviously, I'm a quilter, so I do iron when I quilt. And I iron when I fully finish my projects. I've had a couple of comments in the past about my ironing, and I'm just here to say that I can't. I don't have time. Maybe someday when I'm retired and I have a lot more time, I will be able to iron. There's no way that I was standing over an ironing board trying to iron all of these projects for you 2 weeks after having surgery. So, and it's not meant to be critical or anything like that. It's just like who I am. And the other thing that you need to know about me is that I'm always looking for something. I will be looking for something in this video. I will be looking for a pattern. I will be looking for a project. I will be looking on my iPad. I will be looking for something at some point during this video. And that's just forewarning. I just am always looking for something. I'm definitely type B. My sister is a type A personality. My older sister. I am not. I am much more relaxed, much more like go with the flow type of personality. And so you're going to see that. And I hope that you enjoy it. And if you do like what you see, please like and subscribe, maybe even jingle that little notification bell, because I am trying to grow my channel. I have been trying to grow my channel for 5 years, and it is organic. So, you know, as much as it gets out there, I have had some videos that have, you know, definitely gotten a lot of views. If you think I'm annoying, I'm sorry. But if you like what you see, please, you know, go ahead and like and subscribe. We're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to any of these. They are in bins and boxes, and I literally pull them out when I want to. I do have plans to set up my WIP Go board, but obviously I haven't, since with the holidays and everything else. I don't really know what I want to work on yet, and that's okay. Because when I have a whole bunch of projects that I just take downstairs with me. I usually have them downstairs with me all the time. And then when I just look at a project, I might be like, okay, I'm going to work on you. And that's typically how I do things. I don't necessarily manage my cross stitch time. I just kind of like look at my WIPs and I say, okay, I feel like you today. And I pull that out and I work on it. So that's really like how that goes. I don't have any kind of like organized system or wheel or anything like that. I have tried some of those in the past, but again, I am a very type B personality. I just look at them and I'm like, okay, that's the one that I want to work on right now. I have an idea of when most of these were started. I know most of the fabrics that they're on. And if you have any questions, you can just put them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them for you. I am this year going to be doing some destash. So I have patterns, lots of patterns that I have finished over the years that I think I'm going to be ready to kind of gift to people. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to be thinking about that. That's on my mind. Just going into 2026 to kind of minimalize some of my stash and to recognize the fact that I've already stitched it and I'm probably not going to stitch it again. So why am I holding on to this pattern that I really don't need? All right, so here we are to get started. This is my oldest WIP. It is almost done. I'm just going to show it to you because I don't have a picture of this one. This is from the 2000 keepsakes calendar. It is the December. It's called International Santas, and this is done except for some back stitching, which I'm not sure I'm even going to do. I might. But this took me a long time to finish. I did finish it, I finished all of the cross stitch in like September or October. And here it is. These are Santas from all around the world. And then their names, obviously. I really enjoyed working on this piece. I stitched this on a piece of 28 count even weave. And I believe it is, I know it's Zweigert. I think it was either Whisper or Mushroom. So it just needs some back stitching, and I haven't decided if I want to do that yet or not. So we will see. That's why it still hangs out in my WIP pile, because I haven't decided how much of the back stitching I want to do. I think there is some back stitching that I want to do, but I haven't decided how much. All right, next up. This is Be You, Do You, For You. This is a cross stitch kit that I received from a student in December of 2024. And I started this in February of 2025 at the Barefoot Needle Art beach retreat. And this is what I have done on this so far. And my plan is to finish this by June so that I can gift it to the student who gave it to me. She is a 5th grader this year, and I would love to be able to give this back to her completed. So that is my goal for that. Next, oh, I said I wasn't going to do a UFO, but I have one. And there's a good reason why. Okay, so this is the Advent Animals. This is by Brooks Books Publishing. And I have some of the patterns, but unfortunately I don't have all of them, and you can't get them all anymore. At least you couldn't when I went to look. Unfortunately, she passed away. The designer passed away last year, and her husband and family had decided not to keep her pages up. Some of her patterns are still available. And this one might be out there somewhere, but I don't think that I will be able to get them all. Anyways, I had finished the light. Why is the lighting so bad all of a sudden? It's dark and dreary outside, but anyway. Let's see here. There's, so these, the only thing I did was I changed the border. These are stitched on 32 count. This is on a 32 count. Hang on, I do have it. Yes, Lambswool Jobelin. If I can get more of the patterns, I went on a couple weeks ago and couldn't find them, so I don't know. I think I might be unlucky there. We'll see. They're cute. I might make those ones that I have into ornaments. They're Christmassy. Okay. We'll see. Oh, next up is this is Lamb That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I'm not a sampler girl, but I loved this one. I am stitching this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Natural Raw. And this year was a really good accomplishment for me because I actually finished the border all the way around and it matched up. So now I can get inside and do the fun part. I started this in January of 2022, I think. Could have been 2023, actually. I'm using all the called for colors except for I swapped out the corn, blue corn. Is it blue corn? Yes. For $9.30. Can't tell. This is my second oldest WIP. I started this in 2021. This is Scandinavian Forest. It is by Monica Bleason. I got this on Etsy and you can still buy it as far as I know. I'm stitching this 1/1 on a piece of 18 count Fiddler's Ada. And I have worked on this year. Just working my way across the top. And that is where I am so far. I'm almost all the way across the top now. So I have a big bird right here. A big orange bird. This is being stitched with all the called for colors. And I am putting everything right back into the bag it came out of and kind of tucking it back into the spin. So I apologize that it's taking a minute in between each one. Next up, this is Hello Dear. And this is one of the ones I need my iPad for. Which is way over here. Gotta reach for it. And remember what I said, so you're gonna forgive me. I am looking for something right now. This is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Oh my goodness, it is very expensive. Now, oh, that's for the kit. Oh, I was gonna say, oh my goodness. Like, no, thank you. I bought this PDF straight from their website. So there is Hello Dear. I did stitch Hello Pumpkin. I finished that like 3 years ago. So I started this in 2025, maybe? Can't remember. No, 2024 maybe. It is on a piece of 28 count vintage smoky white cast shell linen, because that is what I stitched the Hello Pumpkin on. I wanted them to both be on the same. I'm very happy with my progress on this year. I went straight to the bottom trying to do some of this. This is a lot of stitching, all of this, like doing the tree trunk and stuff. So in Hello Dear, I did the whole upper part first, and then when I got down here, it was like, it seemed so daunting. So I decided for this one, I was going to do it a little different. I wonder if I changed my angle. I'm worried about the lighting. All right. Usually my bedroom is a really good place to film during the day. Okay, next up is Tonight is Halloween. This is by Kathy Barrick. It's one of my favorites. I've worked on this a lot this year. So that's what this one looks like. I am not a seasonal stitcher. I do work on certain things during certain seasons, but like I'll work on Halloween in January. I don't care. This is being stitched on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Whisper. And I got pretty far on this year. I'm very, very happy with my progress on this year. So this is where I am now. You can see those ghosts up there. It's a lot better, a lot easier to see them in real life, but I love this piece so much. I'm working my way across here to do that other tree. I just have a few more gravestones down here to finish and then the words. So let's see how far I get in 2026. By the way, my backs don't look too bad. I'm kind of one of those people that likes my backs to be neat, but when I get to my full coverage, you'll see that that's not always the case. I do a little bit of traveling during my full coverage pieces. Okay, next up is my Halloween Quaker. This is by Leela's Studio. I do have a picture of this. It's right here. My binder. This is what it's meant to look like when it's done. It's not the best copy. This one, my printer was acting all weird. I did get a lot of this done this year as well. So I was very pleased with my progress on this. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Murky by Picture This Plus. And it is being stitched with all the called for colors. This is Belfast linen. And I'm just going to hold it maybe. And that is where I am. This is so fun. I am about 75% complete. And I'm hopeful that this year it will make its 100% complete. Because I really want to buy the Summer Quaker by Leela's Studio. And I am not going to buy it and kit it up until this one is done. That's what I said to myself. I don't know why I'm stopping myself. I have all these other ones, but maybe that's why. I don't know. All right, next up is, oh, this one is fun. This is one I need to look up. It is Spooky Sneaky Spells. Let me see. This is by Luminous Fiber Arts. Oh my goodness, I'm so good. I don't know how I remember the name of this. Sneaky Spooky Spells it is. I was close. Not quite. Right, but close. All right. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. That's blurry picture, so I really don't want a blurry picture. Let's see here. That's about as good as it gets. This is Luminous Fiber Arts. I am stitching this with all the called for colors. This one is no joke either, guys. It is a lot of stitching. I'm stitching this 2/1 on a piece of 16 count Aida that I coffee tea dyed myself using Unfinished Stitches tutorial. They have a great tutorial and this came out so good. Oh my goodness, it's so dark. That is where it is. I'm gonna try to turn that screen. Bear with me for a second. Maybe if I just turn it a little like this, and then I have a little bit more light. Maybe. Is that better? Wait. Not really. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry. Don't get motion sickness from me. All right, next up. We'll see how this goes. This one is Potion, Brews, and Spells. This came out of the 2016 Halloween edition of Just Cross Stitch. And I am stitching mine. This is what it's meant to look like when it's done. It's meant to look like this. I cut all of the alphabet out because I don't have enough room on my fabric. And I do need to wear my magnifier to work on this. But I am incredibly proud of myself. All of this 1/1 stitching that you have to do on this. But it is almost done. This is a piece that I really ought to try to iron at some point. All right. This is where, goodness, this is where I am. Now I want to show you some of that work down here at the bottom. That's all 1/1. That gate on 32 count. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, I started this a few years ago. Obviously, you can see I was hoping to finish it in 2024. That did not happen. But that's okay. I'm really proud of myself. This should be done this year. It's very, very, very close. This is on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Plum by Fiber on a Whim. Okay, next up is Adjust Your Sails. This is by Little Dove Designs. This one I had to stop working on because it needed a specialty like color, and then my cousin was able to get me some, so I should be able to work on this again. I actually started working on it with that specialty color. She was able to get it, her mother had it, so she went through her mom's things, my Aunt Sue, and found it for me. So this is where I am now. So yeah, I love this piece. We shall get there. This is on a piece of Vintage Stormy Night. Belfast linen, 32 count. You'll notice, you should have noticed by now, that I really only have a few counts that I work on, mostly 32, 28, 16, 14 count Ada, sometimes 18 count. I do have a couple projects, one project in 36 count. So far, I have shown you, let's see here, let's go through. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 WIPs. Next up, this one I'll probably pull out soon. This is Country Cottage Needleworks. This is Bunny Hop. This is the only piece that you could actually like think spring. I'm not a big spring like pastel-y color type of stitcher. That's okay. This is on a piece of 32 count natural raw linen that I must have gotten from Everything Cross Stitch or Fat Quarter Shop, one of them, because I don't know. The serged pieces of fabric I get from 123 Stitch or from maybe they're not serged from 123 Stitch, but definitely from Hobby House Needleworks. They serge everything. And if they custom cut it for you, they will serge it. So, and this is where I am at with this one. I ran out of that moss. It's not moss. It's actually like avocado, I think. Anyways, I ran out of it. And I just got more guacamole. That's what it's called. And I just got more so I can work on this again. This has been in my stash for 2 years. Well, it's actually been in my WIPs for 2 years, but I didn't get the right color the last time, and now I have the right color, so we are all good. Okay. Oh, this one's almost done. This one's really stupid why it's not done. I don't know. This is New York. This is by Stitch on Etsy. The only thing I have left to do on this is the words New York. So that is what's left to do on this one. This is Letchworth State Park, which is where I am from in upstate New York. Well, that's an area where I'm from. My parents actually had their wedding reception here at the Glen Iris Inn. So when I saw this on Etsy and I saw that it was New York, I was like, yep. Because my family and I, excuse me, have lived in North Carolina for, 3.5 years. We moved here from just outside of Rochester, New York, which is where you get my name from. My name, the Canal Town Stitcher, came from where we lived before because we lived in Palmyra, New York, which is why I am so familiar with Hobby House Needleworks and have been a customer of theirs since 2020 when they first opened. And since then they have moved and they have created a whole brand new place to go. But I still miss their old shop because it was so cute. It was in this little log cabin like place. Had a fireplace in there. I mean, the new shop is nice too, don't get me wrong, but next up is Away We Ride. And this year I again finished another big border. This is the only blackbird design that I am actually stitching. I saw this and loved it 4 years ago, and when I started it, a lot of people were doing it, and so I couldn't get the onyx or the garden gate, which is the two called for colors. Most like the whole border is those colors. So I used charcoal and grapevine from Weeks Dye Works. This is on another piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Natural Raw. And this is where I am on that one. Another border that matched up. I was so happy. I can't even tell you how happy I was. Looking at this though, you would never like really even know the difference between what I did and what they did. Or what, yeah, their design. I love this piece. And this year, I think I'm going to get quite a bit of it done. So, I am excited. Getting there on this one basket. And then I have a whole nother basket left to go, but I think I might need a break in between. It's getting hard to sit here like this. Okay, let's see here. Almost there. Almost there. All right, next up. This is a pattern that I've worked on a few times. Started it multiple times. I don't like the colors. I think that's what it is. I tried to change them up before. I'm using the called for DMCs, but I don't know. It's a little bright for me. It's really like screams 1970s. This is Autumn. I am going to finish this and give it to a friend. This is being stitched on a piece of 16 count natural. I think I got this piece at Hobby Lobby. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby very often, but every now and then I do go in there. And this is where I am now. Doesn't it scream 1972? It's like the colors that were in our parents' kitchens. I don't know. It might grow on me. I'm stitching it, finishing it. I've already started this twice before. So I'm absolutely finishing it now this time. Third time's the charm. Okay. Okay, next up is another Luminous Fiber Arts. This is Haunted. I'm stitching all of these pieces. I need to get more fabric. I started with this one. It's being stitched on a piece of Vintage Stormy Night, yes? Yes. This was a scrap piece of fabric that I got from Hobby House Needleworks. And if you can find their scrap pieces, I would absolutely try to get them. Stitching in all the called for DMCs. It's so cute. I do like her patterns a lot. Misty Purcell, I think. Luminous Fiber Arts. I like her. Next up is the second to last one in this bin. Yes. Okay, this is Plum Street Samplers. This is Raccoon Rabble. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count fabric. Platinum. Excuse me, Belfast linen. And I'm using all the called for colors. Let's see here. It's going to be a small one. And there it is. There's some better lighting. I apologize for all the bad lighting before. Please don't come at me in the comments. I cannot refilm this. This little guy, by the way, this little guy right here is 1/1 on 36 count. Somehow I managed. I don't know how, but I did. Okay, and the last one for this basket is Summer at the Shore. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. You're going to see quite a few of their patterns because I like them. Summer at the Shore. This was part of their A Time for All Seasons series a few years ago. And all of the patterns, I believe, had a bird on them. I stitched the Robin one for Signs of Spring and finished that. And I am also stitching It's Snow Time from that series. And this is where I am. Isn't the bird gorgeous? I just love the patterning on this bird. The seagull. Well, it's actually called a gull, not a seagull. I learned that. It is so nice to stitch on this fabric too. This is even weave. 32 count. Probably platinum. Because I like those beigey colors because they just, the neutral colors, because I think the colors really pop out on them. All right. That is it for basket number 1. And then I'm going to take a break and we'll go into basket number 2. Let's count how many are in here. You won't know that I'm gone long because I'm going to edit that in. My little break. All right, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hang on a second. I can't remember if I counted this one in my hand or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 in this first bin. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be right back. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. We have about 20 minutes before I have to go get Grace from work. So we're gonna get started with another bag, bin, whatever you want to call it. All right, in this one, I have love letters, right? No, love notes. This is by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. I plan to stitch all of these. I've already finished this one. And I think I'm working on this one now, maybe? I don't know. Can't remember. It's been a minute since I picked this up. This is going on a piece of vintage country mocha. Even weave, 32 count. Which one did I start? I did start that one. Yes, the Love You a Latte. All right, so you get to see the one I finished. There's the one I finished. And this is the one I've started. I am stitching this with all the called for DMCs. And that is where I am on this one. I need to get back to this. I will stitch this. It's February now, so I'll probably be in the mood. Well, it's not February. I mean, it's still January, but you know what I mean. It's close enough. I lost the charts for a minute there. Remember how I say I'm always losing something? All right, next up. This is Fa La 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 La. This is by Madame Chantilly. It looks like this. And actually, let me show you the front. That's what it really looks like. And I did work on this. It is on a piece of 32 count Whisper Belfast linen. And this is where it is now. So I finished up this mousy, except for I just have a little bit left in his ear to do. And I'm trying to do the back stitch as I go. It's super cute. Okay. Next up is a dimensions kit. These are ornaments. It's gonna look, this one is the snow globe, Hope snow globe ornament. It looks like this. And this is where it is now. I was working on this the other day. These are super easy for me to work on. I'm just gonna put these kind of away the right way. Well, I was working on this the other day and it did not go away the right way. All right. Okay. I just put it away the right way the first time. Next up, this is Let's Talk Stitching. This is by Hands On Design. I have already stitched 2 of these charts. I stitched Let's Talk Winter and Let's Talk Autumn. I started this in October at the beach retreat. I worked on this for a few minutes on Sunday during the Bills game. And this is where it is currently. I was having a really hard time the other day stitching on this. I was having a hard time seeing. It's being stitched on a piece of 16 count charcoal, Ada. And I wasn't feeling good on Sunday. I'm noticing that since they took my gallbladder out, and if you had gallbladder surgery and you have any advice for me, I would appreciate it. But I've noticed that certain foods make me feel really sick. And not just like my stomach is upset, but like I never want to eat that food again. Kind of sick. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's kind of like how I was feeling that day. Like one of my absolutely favorite foods on earth is like extra sharp cheddar cheese. And I ate some on Saturday during the game, or Sunday, I mean. And it just made me feel so miserable. So now I'm like, oh, I love to eat cheese. All right, next up is Train Ornament, another Dimensions kit. Like I said, I love these. I have a bunch to stitch. I've started a bunch of them. This one is getting there. It's going to be done pretty soon. Hang on. There's a lot of string. All right. But this is where that one is now. typically these have a lot of French knots. Oh my goodness. Whew, where was that? That had to come to me. Okay, next up is another ornament. This one is another Santa ornament. I've already stitched one of these Santa ones, not this particular one, but one similar for my niece or nephew. No, my niece. I think the younger one got this one. Well, not this one, but the other one that I stitched that was a Santa. And I have not gotten far on this. Just a little bit of Santa's hat. But I consider it a WIP because I put stitches on it, so I started it. Okay, next up is, oh, the fox. The fox and other cottage garden samplings. This is A Year in the Woods. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Nocturne. And I started at the bottom of, oh, let me get the board. At the bottom of this one because this is a small piece of fabric and I wanted to make sure that it would fit. I mean, I had done the measurement, but you know, you just want to make sure. This was another piece of scrap fabric that I got from Hobby House. That is where I am on this. I do love this piece and we'll get back to it probably later in this month. Okay, this piece right here. These three pieces, I need my iPad so I can show you pictures. These were all charts that I bought on Etsy this past year. They are Christmas charts. Let me find my Etsy app. Yeah, see, I just feel so gross right now. And literally, I did not eat that much. Sorry for the TMI. It's just, like, I'm trying to get used to this, like, new normal, I guess, for myself. And it's, like, really, I'm really struggling. Purchases. All right, first one I will show you is this Doreen Jones chart. This is Christmas Sampler. You can get this on Etsy. Doreen Jones has a really great Facebook page too, and she did a Christmas freebie pattern. So if you become a member on her Facebook, that pattern is free. Shannon Christine Designs also has a really great Facebook page, and she also has a lot of free charts. This is on Vintage Stormy Night, Lugana, 32 count. And that is what I have for this one so far. I really, really, really like this chart. I just, like I said, December just was crazy. So there just wasn't a lot of stitching time in December. But that's okay. Next one is this rainbow Christmas rainbow reindeer chart. I got this from Author Embroidered Design. It looks like this. It's really, really cute. And this is being stitched on a piece of 32 count natural raw or lamb's wool. It might be lamb's wool, actually. This is adorable. I think this is so cute. That is where he is right now. To pay attention to the clock here because I have to leave in 10 minutes to get her, and then I will pick this up again when I get back. All right, last one in this bag is this Little Dove Designs pattern. I also got this from Etsy. It's called Christmas Wishes. It will look like this. It will look like this when it's done. I've done another one of their banner pieces. I did, oh my gosh, what's it called now? All Hallows Eve. This is being stitched on a piece of 32 count Whisper Zweigert. This was also a scrap piece that I got from Hobby House, and I didn't know if it was gonna fit on here, so I did the whole border first just to make sure that it all fit, and it does. It's a tight fit, but it's really perfect color for this design. Okay, so 18, let's count, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I'm at 28 now. Okay. Let me show you 29. This is one of my full coverage pieces. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called Let Heaven and Nature Sing. I'm going to go into Good Notes for this one because that's where I have the picture. Well, maybe I put it, did I put it in markup? I might have put it in markup. I just started using markup this year. I did. It is in markup. This is what it will look like when it's done. It's the mini version. I'm stitching this on a piece of 18 count Aida, white Aida. And this, is, let's see if I can get it. It's hard. All right, there we go. This is where I'm at. I do not park. I started parking the first time that I started doing any kind of full coverage. I started parking. Now I travel within an inch and I color complete. So I use that color everywhere that I can until I've used it all. And I love the way that it looks so much better because it was really hard for me. Parking was not easy. I tried using Gemma Stitches. I tried using her diagonal strategy. That did not work for me. I did not enjoy my full coverage pieces at that point. All right, so that was 29. This one, it will be 30. This is a Dimensions kit, Dimensions Gold kit. This is the Winter Cabin. I am honestly thinking about restarting this one, and I'm gonna go over why. So this is where I am. And here's my dilemma, okay? My dilemma is that I left no space over here for the border. And I feel like I should have, I don't know, had a little bit more space. But this is where I am. I draw my own lines in pencil. I don't really care because you're not going to see those lines anyway. The ones at the top, I'll just erase. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. There's a lot of blended colors and a lot of half stitches in the background of this, which makes it kind of easy to stitch, but also like, I don't know. It's different than what I'm used to. I'm used to full cross. And I will show you the last of my full coverage. And that is Mini Dreamy Night. This is by Artisy. And this will make 31 WIPs before I go and get Grace. I love a fox pattern. Foxes are my favorite woodland animal. And this is where that one is. So let me put my board behind it. Again on 18 count white Ada. Oh no, this is 16 count. I'm sorry, I apologize. This is 16 count. And that is 2 over 1 full cross. I'm almost done with the page, so I'm excited about that. All right, so that leaves me at 31. I have one more bin to go, so I think I'm gonna be at right around that 45 mark, which is what I thought at the beginning. I will be back in a minute. Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so we have one more bin here, and I believe that this is all. I think I was at like 31 before I had to go get Grace. So we are just gonna keep going. We have another Cottage Garden Samplings. I don't know how you didn't guess. This is Marian Bright. I stitched Peace on Earth a few years ago. I'm stitching this one with all the called for DMCs, and I am stitching it on a piece of Witchelt fabric. It's called Pearl Gray, maybe? 32 count Belfast linen. And I was working on this yesterday, right? 32 count. Smoky Pearl, it is. And this is where this one is now. So I'm using DMCs for this one. And like I said, I was working on this yesterday, so that's why it's in the hoop. Looking so pretty. So that is 32. This one, I don't even know why it's not done yet. I really don't have any excuses. This is Hello Winter. This is by Stitching with the Housewives. Snowed in with the Housewives. Looks like this. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's not what this is. This is Sweater Weather. I actually don't have the chart, or I don't have the cover page for this one. That's okay, because it's mostly done, so you'll be able to see it anyway. I stitched this on a piece of 32 count Lugana and maybe mushroom. There it is. And honestly, all I have left to finish on this is this bird. That's it. And then it's done. So don't ask me why it's not done, because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just pick it up tonight when we're watching TV, and I'll finish working on it then. 32, 31. That's 32. This is 33. Okay. Gather Here. This is from Hello from Liz Matthews. This is a gorgeous chart. I got this at Hobby House Needleworks over the summer, and I kitted up the whole thing then. I'm stitching it in the color 37.99, which was the called for DMC for this chart. I started this at the October beach retreat from Barefoot Needle Art. And this is where this is now. This is a dream to work on. I am stitching it on 32 count antique white. And it's going to be gorgeous. It's going in my dining room. Okay, that's 32, 33, 34, 35 is up on the housetop. This is by Stitching with the Housewives. I am stitching this on a piece of 32 count or 28 count. It's gotta be 32. 32 count charcoal Belfast linen with all the called for DMCs. I don't know why, but there's 2 needles on this one, but I'm gonna take one out. So I've got a little needle collection over here going. And that is where I am on this one. Next up is Mouse Capades. This is also Luminous Fiber Arts. Let me see here. Where did I buy that? That might be in Good Notes, actually. I'm actually pretty sure it is. Let's see here. Let's be closer to the top, maybe. Remember, I'm always looking for something. Something is lost, and I need to find it. There's Mousecapade 6. Where did I buy that from? Did I buy that from Etsy? Maybe. We'll check Etsy. I'm always looking for things. I know it's PDF. Mouse Capades. Let's see here. No items were found. Well, I did not buy it from Etsy, apparently. So where did I buy it from? Did I buy it from Luminous Fiber Arts? Maybe I did. Well, they have them on here, so I should be able to find it. It's this one. Mice on Ice. Anyways, it's gonna look like this when it's done. There's 6 of these. I only have 2 that I have purchased so far. And I don't have much done, honestly. I'm stitching this on a piece of fabric that I dyed myself, 16 count Aida. And for this dye job, I followed Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, her tutorial on Rit Dye. And this came out so good. So, but I just have a border done. But you can see what a beautiful job the fabric did in that marbling effect. I had a lot of fun dyeing fabric last January. I did that. All right. So 33, 34, 35, 36, right? No, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. These are not started yet. They are just in here. It's not started yet. This one is started. This is a chart that I did buy from Etsy. It's called Busy Santas. It's by Stitchrovia. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's really cute. And I don't have much done on this, but remember what I said. This is going on a piece of 28 count Monaco in white. And this is where it is. So far, just one Santa started. I'm getting there. Okay. 37, 38. It's snow time. Remember, I said this one was coming. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. I've been working on this since August of 2022. And this is on a piece of Even Weave Lugana Platinum, I think. I did a center start on this one. I don't typically do a center start anymore, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough room for everything. And this is where I am now. So basically the whole bottom of the Santa is done. I just have to do some fill in. Down here I did the whole like border. And then I can go back up to the top and do his head, his hat, finish the Christmas tree he's holding. So there's that one. It's 37, right? 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I'll count them all when I'm done. Lost count already. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think this is 37. All right. Next up is the Emerald City. This is also by Stitchrovia. You know, I should pull this out when I watch Wicked. That's what I should do. I should. This is a gorgeous pattern. I have a lot of fun stitching on it, but I made a mistake somewhere. And because of that, I haven't wanted to pick it up because I really have to try to figure out where my mistake is and fix it. And I just don't want to do that. Emerald City cross stitch. Oh, this is Satsuma Street, sorry. Not Stitchrovia, Satsuma Street. So there's what it's going to look like when it's done. And when I tell you this castle was an absolute beast, I am not lying to you. It really is. You have to have all of these greens. You have to have your wits about you when you're working on this one. The mistake I made is somewhere in the blue part down here. It's like off. I have to figure out where. Then I'll work on this again. This is on a random 32 count linen. I don't know where. Maybe from Michael's. Not sure. Next up is the one and only design I have by by Modern Folk Embroidery. This is the Fruit of Plenty. This was a stitch along in 2021, but I did not start mine until 2022, maybe 2023. I did not do it as a stitch along. My colors for mine are 644 and 931. Is it 931? Let me look. 932. This is also being stitched on a piece of 32 count antique white Belfast linen. And I am on page 2. Well, the digital version, yeah, this is page 2. I should really, this I need to watch out for because it is getting super wrinkled. Should probably iron. This one is one I probably should iron. All right, it's going to be massive, but this is where I am now. Oops, there's a string hanging. Let me grab that. No, there we go. I love the colors that I'm using for this. And so far, so good. Like, I'm going to knock on some fake wood. This is going pretty well. I really do enjoy working on this. I usually work on this in the spring, like in the January, February months. I go to New York every summer for several weeks, and I don't take this one with me because I don't want anything to happen to it. So it's generally not one that I work on in the summer. We have a camp in New York, and like, I don't want anything to spill on this or make it smelly like a campfire. No, thank you. Okay, next up is this project right here. It's called Snow, what is it called? Santa Nicholas and Snow Owl is called. I am stitching this on a piece of blue azure 32 count Lugana, and my owl has looked like this for a while yet. He looks creepy to me. I don't know. Anybody grow up in the 80s watching The Secret of Nim? In The Secret of Nim, there's a really creepy owl. And, you know, like, Mrs. Frisbee goes to see him because she needs advice because her little one is sick and she can't, you know, she can't move him out of her home, but the plowing season is coming and she knows that she has to get her home. And so he tells her to go to the Rats of Nim. And that owl, I don't know why, this reminds me of this owl every time. But if you were ever scared from like children's movies back in the 80s and 90s, like All Dogs Go to Heaven and oh, what are some other ones? Like The Aristocrats. Like there were some movies that were kind of questionable when I was a kid that I watched. Anyways, The Secret of Him was one of my mother's favorite movies, and it always creeped me out. Always, always, always. Okay, next up, we have Honey of a Tiny Town. I have 2 tiny towns. I also have the seaside one, but I haven't started that one yet. So this is by Heart and Hand. It's gonna look like that. I am stitching it with most of the called for colors. I did switch out a few because I stitch with mostly DMCs, but I will stitch with a floss if it's really well variegated. This one is really almost done. This is where I am on this one. I'm stitching this on a piece of fabric that I got from, I bought this pattern from Angel Wing Needle Arts. It's in Southport, North Carolina. I bought this fabric there. I don't know what it is. I have enough though that I can do the seaside one on this as well. Oh, I can't. The needle is, but I can do the seaside one on this as well. It looks pretty. I love this. My mantle is going to be all, like for my summer mantle, is going to be all like honey and beehive, and that's the theme I'm going for that. Okay. All right, next up. In here is Clover and Hive. This is by Hands On Design. Again, this is one of those pieces that's going to go on my mantle. I did change the fabric for this. I'm using a Aida that I coffee tea dyed myself. This is what it's going to look like, well, without that fabric. This has a lot of specialty stitches in it, which I'm not very well versed at. But I'm always willing to learn new things. And this is where it is now. And yes, I did this is the tutorial from Unfinished Stitches that I used. 16 count Aida. So I think this is going to be lovely when I'm done. Okay. Next up is Happy Thanksgiving. This is by Soda Stitch. I got this on Etsy. I am not stitching it on blue fabric. I am stitching it with all the, well, not all the called for DMCs. That's not true. I'm going to tell you why. So here's what it looks like. Super cute. I've decided that blue is not the right color for Thanksgiving. So I have changed this gnome right here to green. And this gnome over here, I think is going to be changed to like, I don't know, a butternut squash color maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't changed him yet. So this is where I am. This is on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen. And I don't know what the color is. And see how I've changed him to green. I'm using 935 for the dark green, 936 for the dark green, and not 730, I think. So that's, oh, hang on, that might not be right. Hang on. Looks like it is. and $7.30 for the lighter green. This has been a lot of fun to stitch. Okay. I don't have a lot for Thanksgiving, so I'm kind of excited. Sorry for the crinkly sounds and the zippers, everybody. All right, next up, it's the most wonderful feast of the year. If you followed my channel for a long time, you know that this has been a really hard stitch for me. This is by Sue Hillis Designs. I absolutely love this chart, which is why I started it 4 times before I finally found something that I'm really happy with. I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count. Platinum, maybe? I don't know. It's 28 count. I do know that. It was a piece of fabric I had in my stash. And I like it so much better than I liked it before. And this is where it is now. So if you've been following me for a long time, you know that this was really difficult. I was stitching it at one point on 18 count 1/1, and I didn't like it because it wasn't bright enough. The colors didn't pop off of the fabric enough. This one has a lot of colors to it. Like, it's full. It's kind of a mess. My goal is to get a lot of it done this year so that I can say goodbye to this chart and hand it off to somebody else that wants to do it. Oh, goodness. If you can hear the dog barking outside, that would be Finn, my daughter's dog. Okay, next up we have Frosty Forest. I have all of these. I am doing it on hang on, it tells me in here what I'm doing it on. What am I doing it on? On a piece of 16 count. Graceful Gray by Witchell Ada. Let me find. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. I want you to be able to see all of the panels of this all together. So it is going to look like this when it's done. So I have completed 3 panels and started a 4th one. And this is where we are now. So I'm starting on the one upper left there. And I am planning to make this into a pillow when it's done, which is how most people have made this into a pillow. So that is my plan as well. I was working on this the other day. Just trying to get some stitches in on everything before I go back to work. This is an activity that was an approved activity while I was convalescing. All right. That is all of my WIPs. All right, let's count up. Let's count these up here. Just make sure I don't have any hiding in here. On the bottom, I do not. All right. Do have my list though. Oh, that was end of 2023. That is not the right list. I don't know where the right list is. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I have one more to show you. Sorry. I lied. Okay. This is also an Etsy purchase that I purchased a long time ago. This is called Quaker. This is in my good notes. Sorry for the barking animals downstairs. Somebody opened a door. I changed the colors in this. This is by Stitching Spell. Can get this on Etsy, I think. So instead of red, I am doing peach. So I have 350 and 351, I believe. I'm stitching this on a piece of Silvery Moon Lugana, 32 count. And this is where this is now. Just keep plugging away. This one I'm just letting wherever I feel like going go. So. Okay. So now I'm done. Let's count. All right, we are at 31. So 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. I was really close. I said 45. I have 47. That is so close. I'm really excited about that. Every year I try to keep it like, I think the most that I ever had was like 56 or 57 WIPs. I've been really focused on trying to finish things before I start something new. So that kind of keeps me kind of even Steven, I guess. I still have a lot of WIPs though. And I still have a lot to finish. Currently I have about 20 projects that need to be fully finished. Excuse me. They live in a closet in my spare room. I did fully finish 4 projects in December. So I was pretty pleased with that. And I'll be fully finishing some more coming up in the next couple weeks, especially as we're heading into going to the beach retreat. So my cousin and I are going to be attending that in Myrtle Beach. Well, that was that weekend. I don't know if that was planned that way on purpose, but I don't really care about the Super Bowl that much. My husband and family has been following the Buffalo Bills. So I will give them a little shout out. Go Bills on Saturday. They're playing the Broncos, I guess. So that's it. I'm not going to share any of my plans or anything like that in this one. I think it's long enough. And, we'll go from there. So I hope everybody has a great stitchy weekend and enjoys their time. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider subscribing and coming back to my channel. I do usually post once a month with an update of WIPs. I I tend not to do more than that just because, well, I'm not going to promise to do more than that. I might do a stitch along. I keep saying that, I know, but I really enjoy doing stitch alongs and I just haven't been able to do one. So I want to get a good camera for that actually, because I'm finding that it's so hard to film the stitch alongs so that you can actually see what I'm working on. So like I do have some like way of doing that, but it's not always easy to set up. So I will be looking into doing that. Maybe a document camera of some sort might be what I need. Yeah, and that's it. I have to clean up this huge mess, otherwise I won't be able to go to bed tonight. And I hope that you are having a great time stitching and that you have enjoyed everything. And now that I'm rambling, I'm gonna say goodbye and I will see you in the next one.